Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will discuss some workarounds in AMS LaTeX, and what we want to do is the following. See, we know two commands dot fill and hrule fill. They allow us to draw only the following two types of lines. One is dotted line, another is continuous line. Okay, dot fill for dotted line and hrule fill for this continuous line. So here I'll show you how we can define a new command. I call it fill put, and we can draw lot many this type of lines. A dotted line. Now earlier this dotted line was at the bottom of the line, but now it is here, it is centered. You can increase the gaps also, and why only dots? You can use these hyphens, dashes. You can have continuous lines also. Okay, then you can have this type of double line also, and finally you can have this type of line which consists of only stars. Okay, from beginning to end. Okay, in these cases, for example, here some text is written, and if nothing is written at the end, the line will continue till the end of the line. Okay, complete text width it will cover, and if nothing is written in front, then it will start from the beginning. Okay, and if you don't write anything neither in front nor at the end, then the whole text width will be covered. So we'll see how all these things are done, and then we have defined another command. I call it, in fact two commands, I call it reput and reputx. With that, earlier this type of line was from one end to another end, okay, or after some text till the beginning of another text. But here this one is length is up to you, how much you want. Okay, so let's see how all these things are done. Okay, here also any symbol you can use. Okay, so for example, this first one, this right arrow, star and left arrow is repeated. Okay, see here it is once, this bunch of commands repeated once, then twice, then again thrice, 4 times, like that it is repeated. This equal to sign is repeated. Here also equal to sign is repeated, but with gap is a bit increased. Here star is repeated. Okay, so let's see how all these things are done, and we don't need actually any additional package. As you can see here, we have written document class 12 point article. Okay, so let's go to the beginning, and then I define these commands: new count, lp, ct. Okay, this is a counter only. Then reputx is defined like this. First of all, we'll talk about fill put. Okay, these lines are given by fill. Fill put command is very simple. New command, fill put. Then within mbox, we will use this leaders command, x leaders, and okay, so this leaders command is used to construct this fill put command. And reput and reputx are almost same. Reput actually repeats the required text or command as many times as you want, and reputx does the same thing, but then it puts the required text or command inside a box. I'll show you what is the difference. So first of all, let us see this part. So let me compile once. Okay, so let me go to the source here. Okay, so, and fill put command is first of all, this dot fill command, these two lines are written like this. You see no indent, you can you understand it starts from the beginning only. That is why no indent. So some text dot fill more text, so this is first line. Then some text hrule fill more text, then the second line. But what about fill put? Fill put also behaves like dot fill, href fill only. But here what you want to repeat. For example, here I have repeated C dot, central dots. Okay, central dot I have repeated. So that is why fill put central dot. The second command is there is an optional command to 1 em. That means the gap between the objects, gap between the dots. So here I have used, first one uses the default gap between two dots, two consecutive dots. The second one, the default gap is now changed to 1 em. Okay, width of letter M approximately. Okay, so it is changed to 1 em. So this gap is 1 em with these dots. Now in place of dots, if you use hyphen, now here I have used the gap 0.75 em. So that is why we are getting this one. Okay, so you see this is for this is for hyphen. Okay, this one is for hyphen, this one is for that increased gaps, dots with increased gap. Okay, then here if you reduce the gap between hyphen further, say 0.59 em, you get actually a continuous line. Okay, then we have used underscore also, so to get this continuous line. Then we have used equal to sign with 0.64 em, we get this. And for this start line here, we have used this one, fill put star. Okay, so all stars are here. Okay, then for using this reput x and this thing, reput and reput x, we have used this type of commands. First one is reput 10. So you see star, right arrow star left arrow is repeated 10 times. So that is why it is 10 times written here. Okay. Then here equal to sign is repeated. If you see here, equal to sign is repeated 30 times. So this equal to sign is repeated 30 times. Okay, here also equal to sign is repeated 30 times, but gap is little more. Gap is 1 em. So in this way, this now reput x and reput behaves in the same way if the optional argument is not there. For example, you see this one, and this one is this one with reput x. There is no optional argument. So this line and this line are same. Okay, I'm talking about this particular line and this particular line. They are same, but one is written with reput x, reput, and another is reput x. But reput x advantage is that you can actually change the gap between the objects. Okay, so here it is 0.64. So that if you use equality with 0.64 em, it actually becomes a double line. And if hyphen, if you use 0.59 em, it also becomes a single line. And this reput x, reput command has also an advantage that if you want to write this type of dots, then you can use this particular command, okay, to produce this type of dots. 3 rows of triple dots, each row containing 5 triple dots. Okay, and then this double line is also written, that is using fill put. So we have written this thing. Okay, so again coming back to this thing, I must tell you one thing. When you define these new commands, always use your command name with capital letters, because otherwise it will clash with the existing LaTeX command, may clash with existing LaTeX command. For example, here I could have written repeat, but you see here repeat is already being used here. So you see repeat is already being used here. It is a LaTeX command. So here I cannot use repeat. I have also not written capital repeat with capital R, because some other package may be using that name. So I have to use such a word which is not a very correct English word. So in that case, chances of clashing with any other command of any other package is less. Okay, so that is why I have written repeat. As such, repeat is meaningless word, but then here it is okay. Similarly for fill put also I have written. Okay, and repeat X, of course, just to make it different from earlier repeat, I just put X, so that it means that it is inside a box. Okay. And last thing is what we want to discuss is the following. Some of my okay, one more thing here. So now with this repeat X, actually we can do little more thing. For example, if I use AMS math package, so if I write use it capital, no, okay, use package AMS math. So if I use package AMS math, and if I enable these commands, suppose I use this type of commands, and then by the way, don't worry about these commands. I will give you the link of the website where you can get this text file of this video. You can download from there. I will give the link in the description of this video. In fact, you can see that in the description of this video. You can download the text file. So just try to understand for the time being what is going on. So here also I enable all this thing. So let me enable it. Okay. So now what happens, you see, if I compile it, yeah. So now you see what happens. With reputex command, you can actually this type of long equal signs and this type of long implication signs, if and only if signs, mapping signs, bijective mapping signs you can actually create. Okay, there are of course certain packages, ready-made packages are there, but here the arrows are much better and all the facilities are there. You can write something at the top. Okay, for example, here I have written upper, so if you make it top, say TOP, then you see it, so here it will become top. So all this above this implication sign you can write something, below the implication sign also you can write something. So this type of all these objects you can, and this length also you can increase. For example, let us this first one, the second one I have written 1 here. So if you want, I can make it say 5 here. Let us see what happens. Look at this one. Okay, second line, first item. Then you will see its length will increase. See, it has increased. So this size of this implication signs, arrows, you can actually modify. Okay, so different sizes I have mentioned here. So there are 2 optional arguments. One is for top, another is for bottom, and 5 is the length of the arrow or equality sign or implication sign. Okay, so if you don't write anything in the first square bracket, then the second item will be in the appear in the lower. And if you, for example, if you don't write any of the square brackets, suppose I delete all of them, then what happens? Then only this arrow will print, implication sign will be printed. Okay, top and bottom is gone. Okay, top is also upper and lower both are gone. Okay, so this is how it works. So it has come back. So this is one thing, and for that actually you have to use this type of commands. Then you can create this. Another one is some of you have asked me to show you how to draw double lines in a document. So one method is, I already mentioned, that you can use this fill put command. This fill put command with equality sign. So this also produces a double line. And without using this, if you want to draw, then these are some of the methods I have mentioned here. For example, you can use two overlines, overline, each piece text width. Okay. Then this overline, underline, the gap will be little more. Then this one is, the third one is of course underline, same gap perhaps with the first one. Then if you use underset with this thing, then little more gap. And then over under, that means overset and underset combined together, then this one you will get. And if you want a custom width, then in the case of this rule you can make it, give some name, say some width quantity. I have given 5 point here. So if you make it 7 point here, let's see what happens. So I think this will become little more wide. See, it has become a bit wider. And if I make it 3 point, then it will become narrower. Okay, so something like that. So these are the things which I wanted to tell you, and you can download this file from the link given in the description of this video, and hope it will be helpful to you. Thanks for watching the video.